I was looking through the comments and responding to Shrimp 1055, who said she was making a blanket in panels and that she was going to have to seam it together. So I thought I would take a minute and show you how I use the mattress stitch as my favorite seaming technique. So I have two little swatches here that I happen to have up in my stash, and these are knit one, purl one rib swatches, or we call those 1x1 ribs. And so I'm going to use a mattress stitch. I have cream colored swatches and I'm going to use a blue colored yarn so you can hopefully clearly see what I'm doing. In order to do a mattress stitch, I like to turn it on my side. I'm right-handed and I'm just going to go this way right down the seam. And I'm just going to start by pulling up a yarn. I can leave a little bit of a tail. And I am pulling up right here, right along this knit. I want to keep it consistent. I want to move right along in the same plane or down the same line. So because I'm on a knit here, I want to ideally leave a little bit of a purl on this side so it really does look seamless. So I just came up that direction. So I've started. Now I'm going to come across and I'm going to go down and up. Right along this knit row. And now I'm going to do the same thing here. Right along the purls. And mattress stitch is also called a ladder stitch, and I think you can see why. I don't like to leave too much extra space. And I definitely like to get at least 2 yarns or 2 threads hooked in. So I have 1 and 2 right there. So I'm gonna come over there. So I'm just going to get those 2 threads hooked in on this side. And then I'm going to go across the way and just pick up a few threads over here. And you can see, if I turn it this way, it's forming a ladder. And you can see how much space I've left. So it's really important to note not to cross the threads. Don't go back in and accidentally pierce through this thread. That would lock it and be very bad for you in a few minutes. So just make sure you don't get near the threads you've done before. Try to keep it even. I could do lots of demos. I use markers to mark. You want to make sure that you're landing in about the same place. Sometimes you have to ease it in a little bit. But for now, we're going to do this. All right, once I have it sewn in, laced in, I am then going to pull. Now I can pull both ends to the middle, or I can lock one side and just pull in one direction. I am going to actually wrap that around my finger and I'm going to pull this side. Doesn't really matter. And as I pull, those laces are going to disappear. I might need to stabilize it with my hand a little bit. And if I pull it too tight, you can pull it back out and give a little tug. And as you can see, that disappears really beautifully. So there we have it. If I did that in a white matching color, even when it's under a little bit of tension, you really would not see that. It would look pretty decent. So I hope that gives you an idea of something new you can try for the Explorer X6, an EX6. Try a mattress stitch, also known as a ladder stitch. Fun thing I also like to do is if I don't anchor it, I can always just take it out. So let's say I didn't like the way that seam came out. I can just take it out and I can start again. Just a quick side note, it's called a mattress stitch because it completely seals up a seam from the outside of the seam, and it makes that seam invisible. As you can see right here, all that seam allowance has rolled to the back, and I did it all from this side. So back in the day when you had to stuff your own mattresses and then sew up that mattress, this was a great way to do it from the outside without having to be on the inside and then turn it. And then it would look as though it had just been done beautifully from the inside. So it's great for linings. If you're doing a lining in a jacket, it's great for sewing up any kind of seam from the outside, but you want that seam allowance to roll to the inside. Let me know in the comments what you like to use this for, or if you're having trouble with this particular seaming method, and maybe I can help you out.